good morning guys. Amanda Brooks coming to you live from Bangor, Maine. I am a physician assistant. I work in the emergency department, but I also own a wellness center. And so it's really my hope that I can bridge the gap between modern and alternative medicine. So over the last few shifts that I've worked in the ER, I have been talking to patients that they've been plagued with bad genes. So they want to talk to me about testing positive for the BRCA gene, for the gene for ALS, the gene for Alzheimer's. They want to talk about their family history of coronary artery disease, their family history of high cholesterol. And guess what? They want a pill for it. And they stress out and they spend their time in doctor's offices and seeing specialists and thinking that they're going to die soon. I am here to tell you that our major causes of death, they're lifestyle related. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that the root cause for so many things that we're dying from, they're completely preventable. But we don't think about those things. We think that if we test positive for this gene or that gene, it's a death sentence. But guys, I'm here to tell you it absolutely isn't. So genes, they actually only account for 5 to 20% of disease. You know, there have been study after study showing us that 5% of cancer is genetic. So what does that mean? Like, what can we do about this? Well, we can start doing things a little bit differently. We can not smoke, okay? We can exercise regularly, getting at least 20 to 30 minutes of moderate exercise daily. And we can eat a healthier diet. So we can increase the fruits and vegetables that we're consuming daily, and we can decrease animal products. Do you know that if you just do those three things, not smoke, exercise regularly, and increase fruit and vegetable consumption, you reduce your risk of chronic disease by 78%. Okay, the Center for Disease Control, not my favorite people, but they actually did a study looking at 8,000 people, and they looked at these 8,000 people. They were aged 20 and over for 6 years, and as long as they adhered to those principles, no smoking, exercised regularly, and ate more fruits and vegetables than the average Joe, they increased their ability to live a good quality life. So if they adhered to one of these principles, their chance of death was 48% less. If they adhered to two of them, their chance of death was more than half. And if they adhered to all three of these, their chance of death was 82% less. Okay, so what am I trying to tell you guys here? I'm trying to tell you that we just need to go back to the basics. I think that we're so hung up on getting diagnoses, seeing specialists, and finding a pill, okay, I absolutely agree with some modern medicine. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying, can we go back to the basics? So if you are willing to do those things, if you're willing to not smoke, if you're willing to exercise regularly, if you're willing to, adhere to a more plant-based diet and decrease the consumption of animal products in your diet, will you give me some kind of comment in the links below, and will you share this with people that you know need to hear this? Our number one killer, you guys, it's still coronary artery disease. Why is this? Why is this? Because we know this disease, 80% of it is preventable. We know that if we, let's see, I put some numbers down here. I'm not a huge numbers person. So 70% of strokes and colon cancer, they're avoidable. More than 80% of coronary artery disease, it's avoidable. More than 90% of type 2 diabetes is avoidable. So let's stop blaming our genes. Let's start focusing on what we have control over. Now, if you're doing those three things, smoking, exercising, and adhering to a plant-based diet, there's one more thing that you can do. You can start utilizing the science of nutrigenomics into your daily regime. So if you don't know what it is, take a look at some of my other videos, privately message me, but we actually know that we can use nutrition to act on our genes, to turn them on and off. This is also known as epigenetics. So if you're diagnosed with a certain condition, or if you genetically are predisposed to something, it's really your epigenetics that act on your genes to turn that gene on or turn that off. And when I say lifestyle, I mean, are you managing your stress? So you definitely need to work on stress management. Are you meditating daily? Are you praying? Are you reading personal health books? Are you engaging in relaxation techniques? You know, again, avoiding smoking, trying to avoid toxin exposure. You know, we're all on our cell phones every single minute of every single day, which exposes us to electromagnetic frequencies. But if we turn our Wi-Fi off at night, if we put our phone on airplane mode and definitely store it away from our head when we're sleeping, these are certain things that we can reduce risk of toxin exposure. You know, using non-toxic cleaners like essential oils, not dyeing our hair, using vegan or safe makeup, not, you know, I could go on and on, but eating plant-based diet and so forth and so on. So again, thinking about these lifestyle modifications, thinking about just going back to the basics. So simple message today, just don't want you guys so bummed out that have these genetic predispositions, because it's not your destiny. You actually can control that somewhat. So hey, if you found this helpful, like it, if you know someone that could benefit from hearing it, then share it, and have a great day. Bye guys.